Pentagon UFO report ignites concerns over possible challenge to U.S. national security. And of course, by extension, this goes to every country in the world that has such experiences. An unclassified version of the Pentagon's report on identified aerial phenomena, or so-called UFOs, was released yesterday, revealing that over 140 instances of baffling sightings by military aircraft are shrouded in mystery. In what has been hailed as a historic moment, yesterday, June 25th, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence published the much-awaited report on unidentified aerial phenomena, or as we know, we call them UFOs, the sightings spotted by U.S. Navy pilots over the decades. The somewhat inconclusive report, though, failed to determine the studied incidents as being of an extraterrestrial nature, with the intelligence officials stopping of denying it either. They didn't deny they were extraterrestrials. Aliens have not been found directly responsible for the 140 reported sightings made since 2004, but the surmise that the craft displaying baffling technological capabilities, such as moving without observable propulsion or accelerating and decelerating at unbelievable speeds, that is, speeds of a shooting star, might be the work of a foreign adversary, has left U.S. security experts deeply troubled. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Even Lech Walesa, the former leader of Poland, has come out saying that even in Poland they've had UFO sightings. Now, the Pentagon report, the UFO report, had been urged by lawmakers, including Senate Intelligence Committee Vice Chair Marco Rubio, Republican from Florida, and inserted as a requirement into last year's intelligence authorization bill. The surmise that the craft displayed baffling technology, such as moving without propulsion, accelerating, could be of foreign adversaries. Congressional leaders briefed on the intelligence emphasized the security threat potential implied by these unexplained aerial phenomena. If there are objects flying over military installations that could pose a security threat, it needs to be declassified and revealed to the American public. If there's something out there, let's seek it out, and it is probably a foreign power. Democrat Mark Warner, chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, was cited as saying on Fox 8 television. And seeking to explain these sightings, the report stated that most UAPs fall into 5 possible categories, such as airborne clutter, if anybody could believe that. They fly at the speed of a shooting star and stop just above the surface of the water. Obviously, that's not, airborne clutter. Natural atmospheric phenomena, that rules it out too. USG or U.S. industrial development programs, foreign adversary systems, and other, quote unquote. The intel concluded that the UAPs may pose a challenge to U.S. national security, of course, while acknowledging that no evidence was found to link the phenomena to another country such as Russia or China. The report left the door open on that issue. Then there's the issue of the technological leap, this really advanced technology. If indeed some foreign power was behind the aircraft spotted by U.S. pilots and radar, carrying out mind-boggling maneuvers, it would have evidenced that they had achieved a breathtaking technological leap. Mark von Rennenkampf, who served as analyst for the U.S. Department of State Bureau of International Security and Non-Proliferation, was cited as saying that he deemed that, and the suggestion that U.S. intelligence might have been blind to such advances as unlikely. China has well-documented issues with basic jet engines. They rely on espionage to develop their most advanced weapon systems. So I struggle with China having developed this, said von Rennenkampf. So he doesn't believe China, because China has UFO experiences as well, just like the US does. Now, Russia has a defense budget that is a fraction of the United States, and much of its military infrastructure is crumbling. So I suggest that with that too. So if it is China or Russia, then that's extraordinary, he said. But he also acknowledged that if there was such a possibility, it would be evidence of a disastrous failure of intelligence collection on the part of the United States. Jack Weinstein, an international security professor at Boston University and a former U.S. Air Force Lieutenant General, said, if a foreign power had technology that could operate that fast, take turns that aerodynamically really shouldn't be able to happen, that we would see that in operation during a conflict. And further, according to Weinstein, a foreign power as testing something so high-tech would have presumably sought to do this in a protected area of their own country instead of all over the place in other countries. What were they trying to do? Get into your face? I mean, that's obviously, what's the logic behind that? You know? Now, in the meanwhile, most sightings described in the report happen over, of course, this is a U.S. report, so they're describing events over U.S. military training and testing grounds. So why is that going on in these types of areas? So weighing in on the possibility that a foreign power had developed unmanned aircraft capable of spoofing the U.S. radar into taking credence in the incredible speeds and changes of direction, Thomas Banya, who's professor of astronomy at Boston University, said, without the range, then one simply cannot tell speed, acceleration, etc. So the interpretation of speeds and turns and accelerations that our U.S. technology cannot match is just bogus. No need for invoking a foreign power with much superior technology. Look, you have pilots out there and engineers, and you have radar, and they know very well how far out they are and how fast they're going. So they can find out how fast these things go and how far out they go from their equipment, obviously, and their experience. I'm sure we'll have more on this now that the report is out. This is by Svetlana Yakimenko of Sputnik News. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.